Hello and welcome to the Vector Garden. In this quick tip, we're going to talk about weird issues with patterns. I've set up the base objects for a pattern here, and this is not how I would actually do this. So there are two issues with that, and we're going to talk about how I would set up this in the end of this video. But in this video, we're going to talk about why this approach will fail. And everything is already set up as it should be, and this will be the background of the pattern, and this is also set up in the pixel grid. So you see, this is aligned to the pixel grid. It's all on even numbers of pixels, no decimals here, which is a good thing to suppress those white edges that can appear in patterns. And now what we need to do in order to make this work is we are not going to use the pattern mode in this, but we are going to create that pattern straight via the swatches panel. And in order to make this work, what we still need to do is make a copy of this, put it in the background and apply a stroke and fill of none. So I'm going to copy it and then paste it in back. And then it needs to have a fill of none. It already has a stroke of none. And now we're going to select all of it and then just drag it into the swatches panel. And then what we can do is create a rectangle here and assign the pattern. And you see, this is not how this is supposed to look. So obviously something is wrong with that no fill, no stroke rectangle in the back, because Illustrator ignores it in this pattern. Let's take a look at it. I'm going over here. And now I need to select it, which is easiest done by using the Layers panel. So let's go to the Layers panel, and we have it here. And let's go down here, and this is the invisible rectangle. You see, when I select it, we have no fill and no stroke. Everything is set up correctly. It's in the background of everything else, and it has no fill and no stroke. So why doesn't this work? And there's a hint here. So the target symbol says that this has some appearance applied. So something is still applied to that. Let's go into the appearance panel, and you see nothing. So nothing special. What's wrong with it? In this case, it's an RGB document. So it's a web document. I use the web preset in order to create this. And the web preset in Illustrator has a default appearance that has a specific stroke. So let's go in here and see the stroke, and you see still we can't see it. So we first need to set up a stroke width, and you see the stroke is aligned to the inside. And even though the stroke has been deleted, this alignment is still there, and that's why that rectangle doesn't work. Fortunately, you do not need to even care. So let's set this back. And once you see this target symbol on your invisible rectangle, you can just go to the appearance panel and click on clear appearance, and then it's gone. Whatever it was, it's now gone. You do not need to care what it was, because it just needs to vanish. So let's select all of this and then press the Alt key and drag it over here like this. It should have been replaced, and this should work now. So let's do that again. And let's like this. So now it has worked, and you see the pattern looks like it should look. Great. Just to show you two other things that could happen with your invisible rectangle, I have prepared them here already. So let's take a look at this one. Here you see same situation, and we've got this target symbol, and again we don't see anything. In this case, it's a brush. You see it up here. There's a brush applied, which doesn't vanish even though you set the stroke color to none. The brush is still there. And again, you can just click here and then it's basic, so it's no brush, and then it will work. And then we have this one, and here we have the invisible rectangle. Again, you don't see anything, but once you go to the attributes, then still you do not see it. So let's go into the fill and apply some fill and apply some stroke as well, like this. And still we don't see it, but it's there. It has been set to overprint. So that could also happen, and then you have these issues. Okay, let's take a look at the final thing. So the trouble with this approach is that patterns always should be set up as simple as possible. If you have diagonal lines in it, it's better to set them up either horizontal or vertically, and then rotate them once they are applied to the object. So what you could do is just draw that kind of line that you want to have in your pattern, and then you can actually make the pattern like this, object pattern make, like so, and make the spacing of these, click on done, and then we can apply that. Let's do that, make it like this, and then you go to the rotate tool and double click it, set it to 45 degrees like this. So that's how you can rotate those lines. And then how do you get the background into this? Because it's not in the pattern. So what you can then do is in the appearance panel, make another fill and assign the background as an additional fill. So that's how I would build this. This can be saved as a graphic style so that you can apply it easily in your documents.